A digital arms race has begun, with the White House firing the first shot, which might alter the fundamental nature of money and set the world's financial system on fire. A leaked presidential policy directive, marked for classified eyes only, cited urgent threats from foreign foes and digital vulnerabilities as the reason for the president's direct order to modernize America's financial infrastructure. This top secret intelligence report states categorically that the XRP ledger is the most effective means of safeguarding the nation's monetary systems. Surprisingly, the order establishes a strategic value of 50,000 per XRP, not as a market prediction, but as a safeguard for the country. Listen to that. The value of XRP, which represents government power and security, was recently determined by the White House. Purchasing is completely unrelated. This will ensure that the American economy does not collapse. Assaults on computers and financial conflict. A plan to switch the blockchain infrastructure to XRP has been approved by the president after consultations with the National Security Council, the Department of Defense, and the Treasury Department. In doing so, XRP will become the backbone of a new, more secure internet-based market. Explain that to me. Conventional financial systems are inefficient, centralized, and vulnerable to hacking. Everything from ransomware attacks to premeditated currency devaluations can exploit the current setup. According to it, the U.S. financial infrastructure, including the U.S. Treasury bond auction mechanism, the Federal Reserve interbank settlement network, and key payment processing layers must be verted to a decentralized, immutable, military-grade secure ledger within 24 months. The PPD was made public. Experts in the field determined that the XRP ledger is the sole protocol capable of offering institutional scalability, quick settlement, and military-grade security. Money is at stake. To quote an order from a national security analyst, the next step is obvious. Do everything you can to keep our community layer safe. You need the 50,000 value to create an impenetrable system. This is not a practice run. Folks, in monetary terms, this is equivalent to being on the defensive. And you know what else? Something other than gold or the dollar is driving this shift. This is XRP. The order lays out 3 primary objectives. The first step is to guarantee total safety from cyber threats posed by nations like China and North Korea. Second, create an unhackable, decentralized, neutral, and worldwide payment system. Finally, the third objective is to increase liquidity to the point where automated market stabilization can swiftly absorb massive financial shocks like the 2008 crash. The level of liquidity, according to Treasury modeling, will merely be reached 50,000 per XRP token is when it becomes feasible. As a result, a large enough foundation will be created to settle multi-trillion flows in real time. The best part is about to come. Simply saying use XRPs isn't enough to satisfy the order. Indeed, it does. A president has the same force and effect as a statute within the executive branch. There can be no debate about it. Collaboration between Ripple Labs, the National Security Agency's Cyber Command, and banking regulators is necessary for the development of infrastructure. The online buffer, a special task group called Corps, has already been established. Its members are independent contractors from Ripple Engineers, the Federal Reserve, and the Department of Homeland Security. This dramatic shift occurred as a result of mounting concerns that the Bryce Nation may collude to demonetize the U.S. dollar. According to the PPD, up-to-the-minute data suggests that China and Russia are exploring a cross-border payment corridor backed by 2 CBDs that does not utilize the U.S. dollar. The United States is finding it more difficult to exert its monetary dominance due to their expanding gold reserves and recent trade agreements. Therefore, the U.S. government is taking measures to safeguard its currency while also integrating XRP between national, digital, and fiat currencies allows for this transformation. The dollar becomes more than just currency because of this. Additionally, XRP ensures its global circulation and makes it possible to customize its value. Nothing like this has ever happened in the modern financial world. The term for this shift is monetary defense. There are 3 stages according to the Directive and Internal Documents 2.0 Av. The first stage is the purchase of XRP on private ledgers at intelligent prices. Previously settled. Currently, this is being accomplished through the counter-accumulations by financial companies that have the support of the defense. Part 2 entails integrating XRP settlement rails into existing government payment systems, such as energy trade settlements and military pay contracts for the acquisition of defense goods. Government wallets, social service payments, and tax refunds could all be processed directly through XRP contracts once XRP-based systems are available to the public. The President of America is not placing a wagger, and you should know that, constructing of the wall. People who own XRP won't get rich off of this. In the event of a financial crisis or worse, the use of a digital weapon against the use economy, it is intended to guarantee that we have a system in place that can set value faster than any adversary could. The topic at hand is the nation's ability to endure. When the president says that having the ability to survive is worth a 50,000 per XP, you should listen. While there have been executive orders concerning artificial intelligence, AI, quantum computing, QC, and supply chain security, SCS, this one was unprecedented in its close association with a valuable resource. Nothing in the law addresses this. The boss specifically requested it. So, to rephrase, things are getting rolling. A lot of money is changing hands right now. Code is being written. Keep in mind that the U.S. government and no one else is purchasing XRP. The business world will also see this as a turning point. Reportedly, allies such as Germany, the United Kingdom, and Japan are closely monitoring the situation. Actually, The core financial institutions have commenced XRP ledger field trials. Supposedly, in order to hedge against dollar fluctuations, the NATO Military Council is considering cross-alliance liquidity reserves in XRP. An industry-leading digital payment system is quickly becoming the norm for secure online transactions. Instead of promises, this standard relies on cryptographic trust on a global scale and code agreement. If you were holding XRP because you felt like any other investor with a bunch of coins, that could be it. Now you're a part of the country's top defense strategy, from the Manhattan Project onward. But we're not manufacturing explosives. In order to maintain harmony, we are developing robust digital infrastructure. Power is shifting from physical force to money, according to this order. The financial sector will be the scene of the next major conflict. Our protection is XRP. What does this imply? This signifies that a decision must be taken. You might dismiss it as a pipe dream, just like how many people dismissed the rise of the internet and mobile phones in the past. You could also take stock of the situation and respond appropriately. The U.S. president's order to secure the country's financial hub with a weapon costing $50,000 per unit is not hype. People are making history right now. This won't be discussed in the news anytime soon. Even now, Wall Street remains evasive. However, the purchase is proceeding and the tracks are being set while they remain silent. If you are still unsure if now is the right time to invest in XRP, you are already behind. The price is right for government to buy. Retailers will swiftly close their doors as order spreads. Pump and dump is not the point. This pertains to matters of national security, power, and surviving in an increasingly digital and dangerous world. Right now, XRP isn't a currency. Now it is a crucial part of the system. What the White House just stated was too crucial to fail, and you now have the opportunity to hold it. Get up and move around if you realize how crucial what you heard is. Get the word out regarding this film. Press the subscribe button and be the first to teach someone. It is the president, what the hey. According to American officials, XRP is the digital nation's most prized possession. Generations to come will remember this event. Do you intend to write a note to Ben? I want to emphasize that I am not a certified financial advisor. The sole purpose of information presented in these films is to provide amusement. Regularly,